team, I hope you're all well. Today I'm starting a new reading vlog. It's just going to be a weekend one and I'm really looking forward to it because I've allowed my patrons to pick what I'm going to be reading this weekend, and it's going to be like a self-care vlog as well. So they've given me some suggestions on some self-care to do for the weekend as well. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I started this weekend out by going to ScareCity last night, which is basically like an outdoor cinema, but it's all been done up for Halloween and stuff, and there are actors dressed up for Halloween. There's like the nun and this really giant scary rabbit and all of this lot, and they run around and cause utter bloody chaos at this outdoor cinema. And it was really good. I had a really good time. We watched The Exorcist and it was great. Very terrifying. I had a couple clips, so hopefully I've been able to fit them in at the beginning of this video, or if not, I'll put them in after this clip. But yeah, had a good time with that, so that was a really good night. And then we went back to my friend's flat and we had some drinks with some of our friends, and yeah, in general it was a really good time. I am feeling a little bit worse for wear today, but it's Saturday and it's already 4:20 and I have not read anything yet. I am hoping to read today, like this evening, but if not, it will be a full reading day tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to. There is an F1 on this weekend, but because it's set in Austin, Texas in the States, it is a late one, so qualifying doesn't start till 10 p.m. this evening and the race doesn't start, I think it's 8 or 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. So I have like the whole day free to read, which I'm really looking forward to. So without further ado, let's tell you what I'm planning on reading, and I'll let you know what some of the suggestions of self-care were from my patrons as well. And then I have just a couple bits of book mail as well. So first things first, I had given my patrons 2 options for my book for the weekend. I do have a couple books that I would still like to finish that I'm partway through as well this weekend, but my main book will be the book that my patrons have picked for me. So let me just double check on my poll, because yesterday it was very close actually on the poll. So yeah, 26 votes to 24, which is really close. So the options were 6 Stories by Matt Wazolski, I think that's how you pronounce that, which is a chilling, unpredictable and startling thriller. 6 Stories is also a classic murder mystery with a modern twist and a devastating ending. And then the other option is The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh, which is, very briefly, The Conjuring meets Sadie when 17-year-old podcaster Dare takes on an internship in a haunted house and finds herself in a life or death struggle against an evil spirit. The thing that both of these books have in common, put this back over here, the thing that both of these books have in common is that they both feature podcasts, which is one of the things that I loved about Sadie by Courtney Summers. I thought it was fantastic and I just really fancy that element a little bit. So the book that won was The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh. So this is the book that I'm going to be reading this weekend and I am hyped for it. The whole The Conjuring meets Sadie. I hate horror movies. I have seen The Conjuring, friggin' hated it, but I am intrigued by that. So we're definitely going to be getting some horror vibes, which I'm looking forward to. So Dare Chase doesn't believe in ghosts. Privately, she is a supernatural skeptic, but publicly she's keeping her doubts to herself because she's the voice of Attachments, her brand new paranormal investigation podcast, and she needs her ghost-loving listeners to tune in. That's what brings her to Arrington Estate. 30 years ago, teenager Etheline Bell drowned in Arlington's lake, and legend says her spirit haunts the estate. Dare's more interested in the suspicious circumstances surrounding her death, circumstances that she believes point to a living culprit, not the supernatural. Still, she's vowed to keep an open mind as she investigates, even if she's pretty sure what she'll find. But Arrington is full of surprises, good ones like Quinn, the cute daughter of the house's new owner, and baffling ones like the threatening messages left scrawled in paint on Quinn's wall, the ghastly faces that appear behind Dare's own in the mirror, and the unnatural current that nearly drowns their friend Holly in the lake. As Dare is drawn deeper into the mysteries of Arrington, she'll have to rethink the boundaries of what is possible, because if something is lurking in the lake, it might not be willing to let her go. So it sounds queer, it's paranormal-esque, Whether or not that actually sticks, or whether it's, you know, one of those mind game things, I'm not sure. But I'm really looking forward to it, and it does feature a podcast, so I'm really hyped about reading this one. So this is going to be my main book for the weekend. But the other two books that I am partway through, I've got The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling, which I'm currently 160 pages into, and I wouldn't mind finishing this weekend. I'm having a really good time with this one. This is following Vivi, who put a hex on her ex Reese 9 years ago. She thought it was a joke. She didn't realise it had actually gone through. She did this with her cousin Gwen, and she didn't realise the hex had actually gone through. And then it turns out 9 years later, Reese is coming back to the town that Vivi lives in to restore magic in the ley lines and stuff, because he's one of the founding families of the town. And it turns out he is horrifically hexed, and it causes a lot of problems with the magic in town. So she has to team up with Reese and try and fix this problem that she's caused. So yeah, so far really enjoying it, having a great time with this one. And then I've also got Hand on the Wall, which I'm 100 pages into, so it would be nice to get through that as well. It's over there. I can't bother getting up to show you, so I'll put it on here, which is the third in the Truly Devious series, following Stevie, who goes to Ellingham Academy, and she was investigating, in Truly Devious, she was investigating a mysterious missing persons case from many moons ago, and this ended up tying into a mysterious goings on in current day as well. And yeah, she kind of got to the bottom of it, and it's still ongoing now, and that's where we're up to. So I would like to finish that as well. So those are the three books that I'm wanting to read this weekend, but focusing mainly on this one. So I'm really hyped. At what point I actually pick up a book, I'm not sure. I do still have a little bit of a headache from my hangover, so we'll see if I do pick something up today, or if I just decide to chill and watch movies. Going to the self-care suggestions from my patrons, we have a long hot bath with candles, if you have one in your house. So that's a possibility. I may have a bath, I may not, we'll see. I don't know. I kind of just fancy a shower, to be honest. Face mask, will 100% be down for one of those. Treat yourself to a nice beverage, whether that's a coffee or a wine or a J2, just something a bit different. I did have wine last night, so I've kind of already done that, so that's a good shout. Have a little dance party by yourself. It can be a great mood booster. That might be a good shout for tomorrow morning, that, you know, get me up in the morning and get me going. Might do that tomorrow. And do some morning or nighttime yoga stretches. That's a great shout, you know, I could really do with that. I might do some again in the morning. Maybe I do yoga and then do a dance party, maybe in the morning. Maybe that's how I could start my day, and I could end my day today with a face mask. So yeah, and a candle. So that's a good shout. So those are my plans. Quick book mail before I go. I have had my special edition copy of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. This is a 1-year anniversary edition. Fully aware there's absolutely no need for this book to have this edition. There are already a bazillion different editions of this book. I own 3 of them already, so this will be my 4th copy. But it is beautiful, and I couldn't not get it. So it does have grey edges here and here. It does have these stenciled edges. It is obviously in white and grey. And then, oh, I hadn't taken the dust jacket off. Holy crap. Underneath the dust jacket, it looks like this. So pretty. And the end papers look like this. So pretty. Oh my goodness. And it's signed by V. Schwab as well. So, oh, so pretty. I just keep finding more and more things in here. This is a very beautiful edition, I'm not going to lie. I'm not mad about getting it at all. I really want to reread this soon, because it's obviously been a hot minute. I read it last year when it came out, but very pretty edition. I'm not mad about that at all. So yeah, just wanted to show that off. I do love this book. It was my favourite book of 2020, so So I'm gonna go now and decide what the heck I'm doing, and I will check back in with you when I've got an update for you in a little while.
Cause it's Friday.
Little girl.
And that's all the more reason to forget about exorcism.
Why? I don't understand.
To begin with, it could make things worse.
Oh, how?
Secondly, the church, before it approves
Oh
an
my
exorcism,
God.
conducts an investigation to see if it's warranted. That takes time.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, your daughter...
You could do it yourself.
No, I couldn't. I need church approval, and that's rarely given.
Good afternoon, it is Sunday now. I didn't update you again last night because I was honestly just really freaking tired. I considered going for a nap yesterday afternoon, and then I thought, no, I'm going to try and power through. I knew I wanted to wait for the F1 qualifying at 10 o'clock, so I watched that and literally shut my laptop down and went to sleep. I was so tired, but I did read a little bit last night. I think I got through the first chapter. So there is an episode of Attachments, which is the what am I trying to say?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Podcast, which is the podcast, and then there was chapter 1. So I got to chapter 2, which was page 14, but this morning I have gotten up and read in bed for a little bit, treated myself to a little bit of bedtime reading, which I don't tend to do a lot of because I do then want to sleep. So I've managed to get to chapter 10 now, so I'm 110 pages in to this, and it's going really well. So we are following Dare, who's gone to where is the place? Arrington Estate, to investigate the death of a woman called Athleen Bell, who drowned in the pool at the estate. So she's gone and she's ended up meeting this girl called Quinn. Her mum has bought the estate and they're doing it up, and Quinn has gone under the guise of helping out to do it all up. However, it turns out that, no, Quinn's not gone. Dare has gone under the guise to help do it all up. There is another girl there called Holly who's also there to help do it all up. But obviously Dare is wanting to investigate this death as well. Now, it turns out that Dare doesn't believe in the supernatural. She just pretends she does for the sake of her podcast. She used to have a YouTube show kind of thing with her boyfriend, but they broke up, and now she's going out on her own, and she's got this podcast that she obviously wants to make a huge thing called Attachments. And yeah, so far it's really, really good. Dare is bi, and she's got the hots for Quinn, and I'm really here for it. I'm quite invested in the pair of them. So yeah, so far really enjoying it. Very atmospheric, quite creepy. I'm really interested to see if this is of the paranormal supernatural variety, or if it's one of those, you know, where it's in your head and someone's winding you up. So yeah, really enjoying it so far. And also there is representation in here of diabetes, type 1 diabetes as well. Dare does have type 1 diabetes, and it is mentioned a lot in here, I will say. It's great to see the representation, not very often I've seen. In fact, I don't know if I've ever seen diabetes represented in a book before. Can't remember if I have. Don't think I have, but I can't remember if I have. So it's good to see it. I know that one of my old friends from college, she's got type 1 diabetes, so I used to be around it with her, and I know that one of my dad's best friends, he's got it as well. So I know how serious it can be and how much work it can take as well to make sure that you just survive the day, to be perfectly honest, with type 1 diabetes. So I know how severe it can be, and how important it is. But it is mentioned a lot in here. She can repeat herself a little bit with this. But generally, it's not bothering me too much. But yeah, really enjoying it so far, having a good time. I think the other book I actually might try and concentrate on for this reading vlog. Obviously, we've only got the rest of the day. Becca's about to do, if not already started, Patreon sprints. Yeah, about a minute ago. Patreon sprints. So I'm going to jump on those, not onto them, just in the comments, and try and get through some more of this. The audiobook says I've got just less than 3 hours with this now, 2 hours 45 minutes left with the audio for this. So I'm looking forward to continuing on with this one and finishing it off. But I think the other book I'm actually going to try and concentrate is Hand on the Wall. I'm just going to show it here because it's over there. Yet again, I'm being too lazy and I can't bother going getting it. But I think I want to try and finish that as well, because I was going to try and do the X-Hex because I've only got 140 pages left of this one. I'm only 100 pages into Hand on the Wall. But this can run into next week with Smutathon. There is smut in here, so it could run into next week with that, and I feel like that would be better rather than trying to force myself to read Hand on the Wall during Smutathon when there's no smut in it. So I feel like this one and Hand on the Wall will be a great combo for this reading vlog. So if I could read both of those today, that would be awesome. But we will see. I have washed my hair, so I had a little bit of a dance party in the shower, so I have done that self-care little thing, and I've washed my hair, so that's self-care as well. I read a little bit in bed this morning. It was a really nice start to the day. I've done my skincare routine, which was needed. My face is looking a little bit sore and red because I had makeup on Friday, and I just took it off with a wet wipe rather than my usual micellar water that I use and then doing my skincare straight after. I didn't do that because I was out, I was drunk. So it's looking a little bit sore. But yeah, I've done some self-caring this morning, so I'm gonna eat something and get on with Becca's sprints, and later on the F1 is on. I think it's around 8 o'clock. F1 8 p.m. yeah, the program starts at 6:30, so 8 p.m. so I'll probably switch over and turn the program on around 7, half 7 to get ready for that. So I will be watching that later. So I don't know how much reading I will get done tonight. We will see. But if I can have this finished before the F1 and have at least gotten a little further into Hand on the Wall before F1, that would be great. But yeah, I'll keep you posted anyway, let you know how I'm getting on. I do have some pots to wash as well, so I will do those later on. But I am listening to the audio of both this and Hand on the Wall, so I can, you know, listen to the audio while doing that. But I'll check back in with you later, let you know how I'm getting on, and I will see you in a little bit.
Don't feel shame. If there's a question, it can't wait another day. Don't feel like it's all in vain. I try to remember, it ain't a race. Breathe out, it doesn't matter anyway. Breathe in, it's about happiness in the air. Take it slow, watch the road, stop driving myself insane. The end of the day, you got me indigo, dreaming. You got me indigo, dreaming. You got me indigo, dreaming. It's just this feeling that I'm letting go. Don't feel anger, don't feel rage. If there's an answer, it can't wait till another day. Don't regret making mistakes. There's no need, it's just the game. Breathe happiness in the air. Take it slow, watch the road. Stop driving myself insane. End of the day, you got me in the gold.
Okay, I wasn't going to do another update until I'd finished the book because I'm so close to the end. But I'm on page 268. I'm here. But I just had to tell you about a reference that's just been in this book that I absolutely love, and it just had me laughing my head off. Basically, Dare is with Quinn, who's the girl whose mother owns the place, and Kathy is the woman who's been helping Rose, Quinn's mum, to help do the whole place up. Anyway, the girls are just currently trying to tidy some bits up, and Kathy's going on about the fact that she's got a secret weapon, and she turns to the girls and pulls something from the pocket of her oversized cardigan, a baggie of fine white powder about the size of her hand. She walks towards the front door and begins sprinkling some of it in a line across the threshold. "Is that salt?" Quinn asks, surprise evident in her wide eyes. "That's right, to keep the unwanted spirits out of the home." Colour creeps into Kathy's cheeks, darker than the blush she's wearing. It worked for the boys in Supernatural. I'm just laughing my head off the way that it's gone on. I can't hold my laughter any longer. Quinn glances sharply at me, concerned, but a dam has burst inside me and I have to let it out. Even Kathy is scared, trying fictional ghost protection she saw on TV. If only the Winchesters could see us now. I just found it so funny. I'm a huge fan of Supernatural, in case you didn't know. It's one of my all-time favourite TV shows, and I love the Winchesters. So I just freaking love that it's referenced in here. That is so funny.
You know what? You're awesome.
But yeah, not long left to go of this. The audiobook says I have 44 minutes left. So I'm gonna obviously finish this in the next hour or so, maybe a little bit longer. There are 19 minutes left of this sprint, so I will get as far as I can with that, and then hopefully in the last sprint it'll be long enough, because it's dice sprints with Becca, it'll be long enough for me to finish the book off. It's currently 4:45, so I am hoping that Becca will be doing another sprint. Fingers crossed that she will. And then, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully I'll finish this by about 6 o'clock-ish. And then I can read a bit more. I was going to show you of Hand on the Wall, but he's sitting on it. I can read some of Hand on the Wall before the F1 starts. So fingers crossed, that's my plan. But yeah, having a good time with this. It's going really well. The atmosphere is really, really good. So yeah, and I'm just obsessed with the fact that that reference is in here. That's so funny. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that the Winchesters have been referenced in the book. I finished it. It's a little bit later now. It is 20 to 6. So I have just finished this now. It's literally just ended the audiobook. This was really good. I've given it 4 stars. I was putting it through Copilot as I was getting towards the end of the book. Giving it 4 stars. The atmosphere was brilliant. It was very, very spooky, very atmospheric. Even the very last chapter, which is the final update on the podcast, for this specific story, was creepy and really freaked me out. So yeah, the atmosphere is fantastic. I think reading this at night, for those of you that like your spooky books and love to read, you know, like your horror and mysteries and thrillers in the dark, this would be a really good one, because the atmosphere is really, really good. But I'm glad I've read it during the daytime, because this would definitely give me the creeps going to bed at night. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. Perfect for those of you that want a ghost story, really good ghost story, with, you know, brilliant atmosphere, very intriguing. I have essentially read this all in one day. I was only like 18 pages into this when I picked it up this morning, so I've essentially read it all in one day, and it wasn't a chore, it wasn't a drag. I kept going and going and going. Very intriguing. Really liked the characters. Dare's a great character. I love that she's such a skeptic of the supernatural and paranormal, and we slowly but surely go through the motions with her of becoming less of a skeptic because of the things that are going on. We do have the different mixes between Dare is a skeptic, Quinn is not. She 100% believes in ghosts and the paranormal and supernatural and all of that lot. And then we've got Holly, who's somewhere in between the middle. She's not quite sure what she does and doesn't believe. So it's really nice to have a broad variety like that. And I really enjoyed as well that literally all of the characters except for 1, 2 were female in this book as well. The 2 characters that weren't were a police officer that was literally in here for a couple of pages, and Dare's brother Max, who we see every now and then sending texts to his sister, but that's about it. The dog Waffles as well is a boy. But yeah, overall great female cast of characters, really atmospheric, very spooky, perfect for this time of year. Would highly recommend. It was very good. And like I say, there is diabetes rep in here as well, which is great. I think it was, like I mentioned earlier, it was mentioned a lot, but it's not irritating. It doesn't carry on being mentioned loads and loads and loads. I think it's just that it's introducing it to us in the beginning of the book, so you do get a lot of it, and it is going through the motions of people finding out she's diabetic and things like that. So it is important, but it's really nice to see it as representation in a book as well. So yeah, 4 stars for The Girls Are Never Gone. It was really good, and I do want to check out more by Sarah Glenn Marsh as well. So she has written some more books in here. They are mentioned, so Reign of the Fallen, Song of the Dead, Fear of the Drowning Deep, and Dread the Harvest Moon. So I may go and check those out and see what they're about, pick those up as well, because I really liked her writing style. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. 4 stars for this, and I am going to dive straight into The Hand on the Wall. The last sprint for Becca's patrons was for an hour. So I finished the last half hour of this and we've got 28 minutes left. So I am going to dive back into The Hand on the Wall for the last 28 minutes of this sprint. I am up to chapter 8, so I'm 103 pages in. So hopefully I can make a decent dent in this in the next 28 minutes. And I will probably carry on with this for another hour as well. Once, I don't know, maybe till like 7ish, I will probably carry on with this, and then I want to start watching the F1. So I do want to watch a bit of the program, which starts at 6:30, and then the F1 kicks off at 8 p.m. So I will be watching that, and then I may carry on with this a little bit longer later on after the F1 in bed maybe, but I will keep you posted either way. But yeah, I'm gonna go and dive into this one. Morning, it is Monday morning and this reading vlog has now ended. I had a really good time this weekend. It was really fun going out on Friday night to ScareCity and having a few drinks with some friends, and then Saturday and Sunday were really chill and I just had a great time. The F1 was fantastic last night. It was really nice actually having a night race and that kind of almost being like the end of my day. It wasn't quite, because I did go to bed and read a bit more, but yeah, I just had a really nice chilled self-care weekend, and I'm feeling, to be honest, I was about to say I'm feeling revved up and ready for the week. I'm not quite, because I am feeling a little bit ill. My brother is full of a cold. He's got it from my nephew, and who's obviously got it from nursery. So my brother's been full of a cold for like a week to 10 days now, and my brother's never ill like that. Usually he gets a cold for like a day and then it just bounces off him, but he's been pretty ill for the last like week to 10 days and I think I've picked it up. So trying very hard not to let it settle, but we'll have to see what happens. So I am feeling a little bit groggy, but that's not because of the weekend, that's because I'm not feeling very well. I think I'd be feeling worse if I'd had a shit weekend, but I've not had a shit weekend, so that's awesome. So Let's just very quickly wrap up what I managed to read. I did obviously manage to finish The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh, and I did give this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Very spooky, very atmospheric. Would highly recommend. And then I did manage to read a bit more of The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. I didn't finish this, but I did manage to get to page 205 last night, so I did manage to read just over 100 pages. It was like 101 pages or something. So I do only have this lot left. I say this like I'm not only just halfway through the book. So yeah, I am hoping to probably finish this off this week at some point. I don't know when, but obviously I need to finish it off, so hopefully I will. Fingers crossed, that's the aim anyway. But yeah, I am still enjoying this. It's very good. Would recommend the series. Truly Devious. It's me that's struggling a little bit, so yeah, I would recommend. But yeah, overall had a really good reading weekend. Managed to finish 1 book in a day essentially, and which is amazing because that whole week I barely read a thing. I read maybe like, I don't know, 50 pages of this or something. In fact, I didn't even pick that up. I read maybe 50 pages of the X-Hex all week. That's it. So, yeah, managing to read a book in a day, that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment, and it's really frustrating. I'm hoping this week will be better with the Smutathon and also Camp Weekend Ween, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go and love you and leave you. I hope you have enjoyed this reading vlog. Let me know in the comments down below what you've been reading over the weekend, what did you get up to, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.